Hey, and welcome to week 2 of your fantasy football, RaFFle fantasy football playoffs. And this is what I like to refer to as the Divisional Championship round. The reason why I call it that is because at the end of this week, we'll know who our division champions are. It's quite simple. There's no magic or trickery here. We got two great games, and when I say great games, I mean I'm in one of them. So the first week of the playoffs, we saw the Steel Curtain in a shocking upset go down on Sunday night, thanks to Steve Smith, the other Steve Smith, and on Monday night, maybe the shocker of all shockers, Frank Gore just mercilessly ramming the yards down the Spanko's throat with each and every carry. Ultimately, the touchdown plunged him in, and the Spanko's season is no more. So once the tight ends were carried off on the rest of the league's shoulders and the Gatorade showers and all that stuff, it was time to get back to business, and in a big, bad way. So let's look at the two quick games. Or take a quick look, I should say, at the two games, and then we'll let you guys get to it and have a great weekend, holiday, festive weekend. Next time I talk to you, it'll be a joyous Noel. So game one, we'll look at the Wales Conference first. Game one does have the Dharma Initiative taking on your Livid Llamas. Dharma, as you recall, got off to the red-hot start at the beginning of the year. They looked to be an unstoppable force. Hit a little bit of a rough spot there in the middle of the season and mixed wins as losses. Despite losing the last 3 weeks of the season, did manage a 6-2 divisional record and ended up in a three-way tie, which got him into the playoffs thanks to that divisional record. So that's kind of how he got here, despite the back-to-back losses. And I think what most of us are hoping for is back-to-back losses. The Llamas, again, we're just happy to be here, quite honestly. We don't ask questions. We don't make up any stories. We don't make any bold proclamations. We're just, dagnammit, we're just happy to be here. No major changes this week. Just looking for the players to do what they do, to beat yet another 7-6 team. Maybe that's the key. We just weren't playing enough 7-6 teams during the regular season to really get our game going. But you never know. So stay tuned. That game anywhere in the could go anyway. We did have some early scoring thanks to Reggie Wayne and his 21 points. We do currently have a nice little start to the game. So let's keep it up. Jumping over to your Campbell Conference, you've got, I think what everybody wanted to see, the Rolling Thunder taking on the tight ends here. The Rolling Thunder, 7 straight wins. If you recall, we had kind of called them our preseason darlings, if you will, based on the draft. And they got off to a little bit of a slow start at 3-3 in the season, but ran off 7 straight victories to get them to win the President's Trophy, if you will, of the league with the best record in the league, most points, all that good stuff. Five of the 13 weeks, he was the league's leading scorer, which set the pace for the rest of us here in the league. Truly, this team's on a mission. Anything short of RaFFle supremacy would probably be considered disappointing in their eyes. So we'll see how they do with the first taste of the postseason this year. The tight ends, to be honest with you, if it weren't for your Livid Llamas, the tight ends would probably be this league's darling, if you will. Everybody loves a tight end, to be honest with you. For the tight ends, no slouches. They were the league's leading scorer 2 weeks running this year. They do have 5 straight wins, the second longest streak in the league, including, of course, last week's tremendous victory over the Spankos, in case you haven't picked up yet that the Spankos went down last week. So the tight ends, no slouches in their own regard by any stretch, of course. This game, again, off to some early scoring. It's currently 9-3. Although I think maybe the tight ends might be a little bit more in the disappointment factor there, despite the early lead, due to some players maybe not performing where they were looking, and watching Jones-Drew have a pretty decent night and Drew Brees not. So there we have it. We'll see how it is. The Tinker versus the Machine. The interesting thing about this, and this is what we'll close with, the interesting thing is that should the Thunder win, he has a tie to both teams. The Thunder would be playing. The Thunder ownership would be facing teams owned by nephews. Either way, he's going to play a nephew should he win. And I think it would be kind of rude if you think about it that an uncle would beat his little nephew that probably is just trying to make his way in the world, if you would. So that's one interesting point. And then if the tight end should win, they also have a tie to both teams because they've slept with both team owners in the state of Georgia. Coincidence? I think not. So there you have it, folks. Should be a red-hot week. We got the Super Bowl next week. We got Christmas this week. You got 4 shopping days left. Good luck with that. If you think of something, maybe you can let me know what it is I should be doing. Have a great one, everybody. We'll talk to you next week.